Hey everybody, how's everybody doing? Yeah, these days we're stuck at home, so I often frequent my studio and I just work on exploration, With me, a lot of times it's old injuries from skiing, mostly in my neck, shoulders got the beating, parallel dual slaloms, racing against, two courses against one another, and a lot of crashes, hit the shoulders. So I'm constantly working on keeping those going. Hip, low back, thigh, a lot of tension spots and nociception, which are pain and threat receptors, basically trying to protect an area that was injured a long time ago, it's never really healed. So constantly finding and exploring and discovering those little pieces of achiness and where you may feel a little bit of discomfort. That's where I constantly try to go to, because you got to keep pushing it back, otherwise it closes in on you, your movement bar closes in, your freedom's gone. So here we go. So I'm in the gym, so I want you to guys, look, this is a great tool, right? It's just a ball. You can get it anywhere. Maybe Big Five has them, Walmart, anywhere. Great tool because, it involves balance. You can take a lot of load off. You can mess around with force angles. Basically, by that I mean you can reach range of motion, parts of your range of motion that you might not have been able to do with gravity, so this will lessen it. So today all I wanted to do is go through some exploration, on the ball, right? So usually I want to start out by working my ankles, then going up to knees, hips, and then low back. Shoulders you can do on here too, but we won't go into that today. Today I just want a quick, if you have a ball, sit on it rather than a chair sometimes, during the day. If you're on a computer, sit on a ball instead of a chair. It's a little bit more or less stable, and so you have more activation going on. Just a simple thing, but really helps. So I just wanted to start out, look, a lot of us, right, we do running, moving, whatever. Mostly what we're gonna use is the back of the leg here, especially the lower leg, right? Gastrocnemius and the soleus, right? Two big muscles back here. So these get strong, and what happens here, the tibialis anterior, which is basically for shin splints, that's what you get, because this is weak and this is strong. It leads to an imbalance here, and now, a host of different injuries. A lot of times, shin splints. So to prevent that, just do some of these, You're on the ball, find a good balance spot, keep your spine straight, and now, just come up. You may start slipping a little bit, but, up and hold it. 1, 2, 3. 2, 1, 2, 3. Keep your eyes attached forward to something. 5, 1, 2, 3. Good, stay in balance, work on your breathing. 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3. 9, 1, 2, 3, and 10, 1, 2, 3. So just do these until you start to feel a burning, right? And if you do that 3 sets, that's a great way to strengthen that tibialis anterior, give yourself a little more balance here as far as posterior and anterior muscles of your lower leg, and therefore, let your ankles work better. And again, you're preventing injury, because injury usually happens when there is a lack of balance in the joint. One muscle is stronger than the other one, or the smaller muscles that surround or hold on to that joint can't stabilize it, which means it can't keep it centered. You're right, and now it's a little bit off, and now your tendons and ligaments take a beating. So everything's about balance. So this little exercise is great. If you want a variation on this, look, life is circular and spiral. I always say that, and it's true, right? So now what do we do then? All right, let's make some circles. Ooh, and as I do this, I notice right there, yeah, it's a little bit achy. So you just slow it down and move past that achy part slowly. You can't do this fast because then you'll fly, right? Your momentum will carry you right past those little, defective patches that you need to find. So you got to go slow and explore and find them. And then where you feel that achiness, just breathe, relax, find that spot, hold it there, slowly move it through. Notice the tension you're holding. Breathe and relax, exhale, and let it go. And do 10 to 15 on one side and 10 to 15 on the other side. Everybody's different. You're going to find areas of achiness throughout these little drills, maybe throughout different ranges of motion. So what I want you to do is I just want you to slowly go there and make some circles, right? What you're doing now is you're reaffirming. You're telling the brain that it's okay. We are fine here. We're healed. We can let go and change these protection or tension, right? Nazi, pain and threat. We can change that for no, it's okay to move. And you gently go. It's going to take about 300 repetitions. Right, 300 repetitions to lay down that new neural network. And as you're doing all of this stuff, you're also creating different neural networks in your brain, and you're creating brain plasticity. Now you tell me, what do you think is better? More brain plasticity or less? I'm always the more kind of guy, I like to keep my brain plasticity. So this is one way to increase those neurons in your brain, and who knows, they may speak to other neurons and lead to certain awarenesses you may not have been able to be aware of right now. Who knows, right? Okay, so, I'm sorry, I'm kind of like just blurting along here. Okay, so we did the front. Now let's work the back of the legs. Everybody really likes this because, hamstrings get tight. And you've got to realize the hamstrings, what do they do, right? They also cross the hip joint, so they help as far as extension, right? But mostly what they do is they protect your knees. That's right. Hamstrings protect your knees. All right. So the hamstring's a two-joint muscle. It crosses the knee right here, and it crosses the hip. So the best way to work it is keep the knee straight and come down. And you've all done this stretch, right? All right, where you come down, you keep this leg straight and you feel it stretching right here. Now I want you to add a different element. We're going to change our focus. So instead of you thinking about stretching here, what I want you to think about is take that hand, make it into a fist, put it on your chest, right? And now look out forward, try to connect or try to touch your knuckles to your thigh as you go down. Exhale. Think about connecting those knuckles to your thigh. Don't look down. There you go. Look kind of straight ahead. Imagine that. And come back up. I guarantee that's going to allow you a greater range of motion without you thinking about going into that range of motion. Again, it's about the focus, right? The mind works better with an outward focus. So now what you're doing is you're fooling your mind, and you have this illusion of your knuckles touching your thigh. And because of that, you'll be able to get down deeper. Be careful, I don't want anybody hurting themselves, but again, as you do this, you open up that range, you let go of these tensions, and now this muscle, right, isn't holding on as much, and as you strengthen the hamstring, and strengthening means stretching also, because it has to be, that length-tension relationship is vital, so now you're protecting your knees. Good, so that's the hamstring. So we worked on the tibialis, hamstrings. So now let's go to quads a little bit. So we'll hit quads, and then I'll go through a little core, and then we'll call it a day for today. All right, guys? Here we go. So on the ball, just walk yourself forward and move yourself forward. I'll do it sideways so you can see better maybe. All right? Now, you got to be careful here because you don't want to fall off this thing. You're going to bring yourself kind of to the edge. All right? So what we're trying to do is achieve the maximal flexing in the knee as we can. And the load is only partial because the load on the knees now is light because the ball is taking most of your load. So you could really get down low and go to a range of motion that might have, felt pretty painful if you were doing it without the aid or assistance of the ball. So I feel it right here, my quads Try to keep your heels on the floor. Go to the maximal point. You don't want to fall off the ball either. So about there. And now, make some circles. Ooh. Eyes straight ahead. Make some circles. And explore. And again, feel for that achy part. Could be in your hip, could be in your knees. But again, everything is letting go here. As it lets go, right? It allows you to move to a greater range of motion. You're not protecting as much. Tension is gone. You're taking the handbrake off and you can move a lot better. All right, so now abdominals, right? The part everybody's been waiting for. Okay, so you want to find a balance point here. Now the goal with the abs, right, is we want to try to imagine the top of the pelvis here, right? Try to get the top, move the top of the pelvis to your rib cage. Boom. That's our main goal. Also, the ball is kind of nice in that it kind of fills in that low back space there. You don't want to go into a state of hyperextension. By that I mean curving backward, right? You want to avoid that. You want to try to stay tight, stay in a neutral state here. Don't extend, no extension, slight flexion maybe. And now from this point, move your pelvis to your rib cage. Eyes ahead, and as you do that, exhale. 1. See? Okay, this hand is on my pelvis, this hand is on my rib cage. And let's see if we can bring the hands together. And 2. And 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 8. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 9. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. And 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And relax. I guarantee 10 of those, 100 sit-ups, right? And you're probably gonna, because again, you gotta really be careful. You know, sit-ups aren't really good for your low back. So what I'm trying to do is, look, risk benefit, right? You wanna lower the risk, increase the benefit. Now that is even more important as you get older. So it takes 500 repetitions, create a new neural connection, right? You want to involve risk and benefit. So now what happens is we did this exercise. It's the greatest benefit and the lowest risk, right? And because you're on a balance ball, besides doing that specific movement right there, you're also involving all your core, right? And obliques, because the ball is unstable. So it has to kind of, you may not even notice it, but it's doing it. All right, guys. We got lots more stuff to do on the ball, but I don't want to bore you anymore. Have a great one. Be safe. Stay healthy. Catch you next time.